Hey, what's going on, you guys? Jordan over here at the Movie Den. I hope you all are doing well, guys. Today's video is honestly going to be kind of a tough one to tackle. And it's not because the film is bad. Trust me, it's not. It's because of how well regarded this film is, how well studied this film is, and in my opinion, just how perfect the film is. But of course, we're talking about the final film in Sergio Leone's Dollars Trilogy. We've got from Arrow Video, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Like I said, just trying to capture how perfect I think this film is in this video is almost was impossible, but I'm going to go ahead and try and give it a shot. And also to go along with the incredible masterpiece that this film is, Arrow Video gave us what arguably might be their greatest release this year thus far. And it's going to take a lot to beat this release for everything that they put into this, the amount of care. And even though this was delayed, it was well worth it. But we'll get into the details of the actual release from Arrow Video a little bit later. So in this final entry of the Dollars Trilogy, we again see Clint Eastwood. He plays a character called Blondie, who in this film is labeled as the good. Lee Van Cleef does come back for this film as a character known as Angel Eyes, and he is the bad. And then we have a brand new actor in this film played by Eli Wallach, who is Tuco, who I really like Tuco in this film. He kind of plays the selfish, unpredictable, opportunistic type of person, and he is known as the Ugly. What I think is brilliant about this film is these three characters can kind of take on the role of each of those titles, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's depending on the moment. They're all opportunistic. They're all flawed. And that moral ambiguity is kind of what makes this film so fascinating. The story is simple in this film, but it's epic. You have three men, Blondie, Angel Eyes, and Tuco. They are chasing $200,000 in buried gold. Blondie and Tuco team up because they each hold a piece to the puzzle. One knows the location of the cemetery, the other knows the location of the grave where this gold is buried. So they're kind of forced into this uneasy partnership with each other, and they are honestly kind of more of the focus of the film. Now, Angel Eyes is important to the film. I'm not taking away from that. I'm just saying the majority of the film does focus on Tuco and Blondie. But all this unfolds against the backdrop of the American Civil War, which this war constantly is pulling these characters in against their own will throughout the film. What Leone does so well in this film is he contrasts the brutality and the ugliness of the war with the quiet character building moments that leads up to one of the greatest standoff duels, I think, in cinema history. But I do want to pause there because that duel alone at the end of the film can be studied like almost in its own course. That three-way duel at Sad Hill Cemetery, it's perfection. Leone takes that scene in that moment and strips everything away. Greed, cunning, power, strength, and it all fades in the face of morality. The three characters literally stand in a ring of death surrounded by graves, circling one another while that amazing score just builds and builds and builds the tension that only Ennio Morricone could do. It is suspenseful, that scene, but it's also symbolic. The film reminds us that no matter how good, bad, or ugly we are, death is the ultimate equalizer. It's easily one of the greatest sequences ever filmed. This film, though, also works beautifully as kind of a prequel. The film ends with Eastwood grabbing his famous poncho that we actually end up seeing in A Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More. And he actually ends the movie riding off as if looking to start anew as a man with no name looking for another opportunity. Lee Van Cleef, even in this film, appears as a younger man, and he is in this film it doesn't really explain it too much of how he becomes a Union Army sergeant. Well, if we go to For a Few Dollars More, in that one he is portrayed as an older man who is a Army veteran. You know, even Arrow kind of nods at the cyclical nature of the films. If you look at the spines, let me get this. If we put all these together, as you can see, it's a half circle, kind of symbolizing that the Dollars Trilogy, that story, is a story without end, the cyclical nature of the story. And of course, we can't talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly without talking about the music. Ennio Morricone's score in this, I think this one is the most iconic out of all three of the films. It's that famous whistling that you guys all know and love. You guys hear it everywhere. It's in other films, parodies, commercials, even the score, The Ecstasy of Gold, that is played when they get to the cemetery. It's actually today in a car commercial that you see in theaters. I didn't realize it until I was watching the movie. I was like, oh, wait a second, that's in the car commercial. So this score is timeless. I mean, you can ask anybody if they know that particular score, and if they hear it, even if they haven't seen the movie, they know the song because it is played everywhere. It is known throughout the world. Now let's go ahead and talk about this release from Arrow Video. So in this, you are getting two different 4K restorations of the film. You're getting a 4K restoration of the international cut, which is a little bit shorter, and then you're also getting a 4K restoration of the Italian cut, which is just a little bit longer, both in Dolby Vision. Now I'm going to tell you right now, this Dolby Vision transfer is incredible. Now, as you guys know, Kino Lorber did put out this trilogy. Now I don't have that trilogy to compare these 4Ks, but I do know that Arrow Video did their very own transfer, different from what Kino did. You're also getting a couple different audio options. You're getting a mono option as well as a 5.1 mix, which sounds incredible. So those are the first two discs. The first disc, you do have the international cut with some audio commentaries. The second 4K disc, you are getting the Italian cut with some audio commentaries. The third disc, you are getting a disc dedicated to special features. And as far as special features, I mean, you are getting so much. Arrow Video brought in, I think, just about every crew member living that they could for this release. Interviewed every single one of them. Now it is all in Italian, so you will have to read subtitles if you don't know Italian, of course. But I mean, there's just so much. You're also getting a fourth disc, which is the Sad Hill Unearthed documentary, which talks about the film, and it talks about how these group of people came together and rebuilt the cemetery where that final duel took place. I mean, even in that documentary, you have James Hetfield is in the documentary talking about For a Few Dollars More, which I think is so cool. But seriously, guys, you're getting so much special features in here. We'll cover that here in a minute with the overhead cam shot. You're also getting a booklet in here with some great essays as well. Now that we've kind of gone over some of the stuff about the film, let me go ahead and take you over to my overhead cam shot. We're going to unbox this. I'll show you everything that this comes with. Then I'll bring you back over here. We'll rank the Dollars Trilogy, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, guys, here we go. We have Arrow Video's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the final film in Sergio Leone's Dollars Trilogy. There is the artwork very similar to the other two films in the trilogy. Same kind of theming we've got right there. We have Clint Eastwood playing Blondie in the film, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. There's the spine right there. And then there is the last of that artwork to connect the rest of the artwork for the spines. And there's the back, guys. Just like I was telling you earlier, so much stuff is in this release. See if you guys can get a good look at that. Go ahead and pause the video if you like, and you can read all the special features that come with this. So let's go ahead and take off this outer slip. And there it is right there, the hard box. Same print as the slip right here. There is the spine and the back. We got some more artwork. We do have Van Cleef right here, who plays Angel Eyes, and Tuco, as well as Blondie right back there. Let's go ahead and empty this out. Let's go ahead and start with the film itself. Here it is right here with this new artwork from Arrow Video. We have Blondie, we've got Angel Eyes and Tuco right there. There's the spine and the back with all the same special features that was showcased on the slipcover. Open it up. This is a big set, guys. Here we have the 4K disc 1 of the international cut. We've got the 4K disc 2 of the Italian cut, extended cut. And right here we have disc 3, which is dedicated to all of the extras. And then here we have the documentary, Sad Hill Unearthed, which also has its own special features within this disc as well. So incredible. And then, of course, you do have your extras right here, which this is going to have a little sneak peek to the next film. And as you can see, Salem's Lot is being teased from Arrow Video to be coming out, hopefully here pretty soon. We'll set that to the side. Here we've got a poster right here. Let's go ahead and open this up. So right here we have the original artwork, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And then on the back we have the newly commissioned artwork right there. And then you do have your booklet. There's the back, the good, the bad, and the ugly. First, a fistful of dollars. Then, for a few dollars more, this time the jackpot's a cool $200,000. 5 of the West's fastest guns say, come and get it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's the front right there. Same artwork. Let's go ahead and fan through this. And like I said, really awesome special features you were getting with this. Let's go ahead and go over some of the essays. Cast and crew, Death by Numbers, Theaters of War, The Blue and Shades of Gray, The Economics of Survival, Flash Images, the eternally cool Western style of the good, the bad, and the ugly, about the versions, about the presentation, production credits, and special thanks. Let's take a look at about the presentation. Right here, it says The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly has been exclusively restored by Arrow Films and is presented in its original aspect ratio in both its international and extended cuts. The soundtrack is presented in restored English mono as well as remixed English 5.1 audio for both versions. So, guys, there is everything you were getting in this release. I did forget to mention here, too, this does have reversible artwork. I like this. I'm going to go ahead and leave that, but if you do flip it, you do get the original artwork back there. I usually flip to the original artwork, but man, I'm telling you, Arrow Video has been putting additional commissioned artwork on their actual cases on some releases, and their new artwork is pretty sweet, so I do like them. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. But guys, like I said, that is everything that you are getting in this incredible, incredible release from Arrow Video. We have got the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, guys, and there it is. There's everything you were getting in the good, the bad, and the ugly from Arrow Video. Now, as far as ranking goes, honestly, for me, my least favorite, I'm not saying that as I don't like it. I love all 3 of these films. But out of the 3, my least would be A Fistful of Dollars. Then it would be For a Few Dollars More. Then it would be The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Now, For a Few Dollars More is really, really close to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But just for me personally, that duel at the end of the film just is what pushes it over, in my opinion, than For a Few Dollars More. So that's my ranking right there of the Dollars Trilogy from Arrow Video. Now, guys, I would highly, highly recommend, if you can find these, definitely pick them up. Now, I know the 4Ks have, gone out of stock. It was very limited, a very short run of these titles. I do believe some sites might still have at least the Blu-ray limited editions, which I would highly encourage you guys, if you are region free, and if you're okay with not having the 4Ks, to go the Blu-ray option for the limited edition, since that is still available instead of paying the astronomical prices on eBay. You are still getting all the amazing special features, plus that incredible booklet, the poster. I still think the Blu-ray is well worth it. But they are supposed to be coming out with some standard editions, so if you want to wait for that to get the 4K, by all means, go ahead and go that route. But guys, if I find any links, I'll make sure to link them down below for you guys to pick up. But anyways, let me know down below what you guys think of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Did you enjoy that film? Was that your favorite of the series? Also, I'd love to see your guys' ranking on the Dollars Trilogy. Where do you put them in order of least favorite to favorite? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts down there. But guys, like I said, that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, you all take care.